Hello my lovely viewers and my dear students, this is Ms. Ruchika welcoming you to today's session for grade 9 and 10 students, and the topic for today is geometric probability. We are going to continue with part 2 today and we are going to focus on spinor problems on probability. So let's get started. So today's topic, geometric probability, part 2 will be for chapter 10, probability and measurement, the part 5 of the series that we started for grade 9 and 10. And the learning objective for today would be to find probability by using the concept of area and solve spinor problems on probability. Let me explain to you the key concept for today, that is the area probability ratio. So here what is happening, let me explain you with the figure. So you will have a bigger figure or a bigger region which is represented here by region A. As you can see, this is a rectangle, the blue rectangle, and inside you will have a smaller region. Here it is represented by the circular region and marked with the capital letter B. So you will have these two regions, region A and region B, and one region which is the smaller one is contained in the bigger region. Now a point E is chosen in the bigger region, which is region A here, and it is chosen at random. So the probability that that point will also lie in the smaller region, region B, is going to be the ratio of the two areas. So just like the last concept of length probability ratio, remember for this division you will have the smaller region on the top and its area will be divided by the area of the bigger region. So this is what is your area probability ratio, very important key concept. And as an example, if point E is chosen at random in the rectangle A here, the blue rectangle, the bigger region, then the point is going to be inside the circle B, or the smaller region is going to be this ratio. So just remember, whenever you are dividing, whenever you are taking out this area probability ratio, you will have the smaller region on the top and you are dividing it by the capital region. Now this is coming directly from the last session where you had seen the formula for probability of an event E. So you will have the favorable outcomes and you divide them with the total outcomes. So that is how you have the smaller region divided by the total or the bigger region. So this is going to be our key concept. Let's see how we use this for solving examples and questions. Okay, so let's read the problem now. We are going to use the concept of geometric probability and area to solve this problem. So the targets of a dashboard are formed with three concentric circles. That means they have the same center. This is the center. We have taken the three circles 1, 2, 3 and we have colored them with different colors, the regions as red, blue and green. So let's read what more is given. The diameter of the center of the circle is 4 inches. So if diameter is 4, we can calculate radius as 2 inches. Let us call R3 as the radius of the smallest circle, R2 as the radius of the blue circle and R1 as the radius of the biggest red circle. So R3 we have found out as 2 inches. Let's see what more information is given. So circles are spread 3 inches apart. That means distance between the two circles green and blue is 3 inches and blue and red is also 3 inches. So therefore we can find the radius of the blue and the red circle. So for the blue one, which is the circle number 2, it is going to be 2 plus 3, which is 5. So I can put this value here, 5 inches is the value of the radius of the second circle R2. And for the biggest circle, red one, you have the radius as R1, which is going to be 2 plus 3 plus 3, that is, this is going to be 8. So we've got all the three radius. This will help us to find the area. Let's see what we need to find. We need to find the probability that the player will throw a dart into the center circle. So center circle is the green one, the smallest. So that means we are concerned about the value R2 here that we will be using. And because this is a question on geometric probability using area, we will also take help of the biggest circle here or the largest area. So we will also use this information. So 2 inches and 8 inches. This is going to be useful information to be used while solving the problem. I've just put in what I've explained here for you. In order to find the ratio of the area of the center circle, area of the entire dashboard, we need to use the two radius, which is 2 inches and 8 inches. So I've already explained how we've got these numbers. Let's put them in the formula now. Okay, so now the probability, the area ratio that we have to take, the dart hits the center circle, is going to be the area of the center circle divided by the area of the whole dartboard or the biggest circle. This is the area probability ratio, and we know the radius is 2 and 8 respectively for the smallest and the biggest circle. The area of a circle is pi r square, so we will just put in the values pi radius square, that is 2 square, divided by pi 8 square. Now pi and pi are going to cancel, and this number is going to come out on simplification as the fraction 1 over 16. So you can finally say that the probability that the dart hits the center circle is 1 divided by 16, or if you want to convert into percentage, in percentage you just have to multiply with 100% to get it in the percentage form, and this will come out to be 6%. Okay, so now I want you to check your progress. So this is an example. At a carnival, you toss a ring and it lands in the red circle. So you have the smaller area given by this red circle marked as B. The diameter of the circle is 4 feet. So this is the essential information. Diameter is given. You can calculate the radius and hence the area. And for the blue table, the bigger one, it's a rectangle. So dimensions are given 8 by 5. The longest is 8. This is 5. Radius already, because the diameter is given, is 2. So you can use this information to find the probability that the ring is thrown at random will win a prize. So just use geometric probability area ratio. So you will do, for the probability, for the answer, area of circle divided by area of rectangle. And if you look at the options, these are given in percentages, so don't forget to convert it into percentage. So this is pi r square times 5 times 8. You can simplify this, use your calculator and then multiply with 100. That's the hint for you. And when you do that, your answer would come out to be about 31%. That's the correct answer. Let's now move on to the most important part of the session today, which are the spinor problems. So here you are going to use the angle measures to find the geometric probability. Okay, so remember your spinor here resembles like a pie chart, and you have different angles, central angles given here for each area. You need to find the probability in this question that the spinor is coming and landing on section 3. So 1, 2, 3. It means for the favorable outcome, the angle that you're going to be choosing is 122. So the angle measure of section 3 is 122, and this is the angle that you will choose out of the total or the complete angle. Now I want you to recall the complete angle of a circle is 360 degree. So when you are calculating this probability, you divide 122 with 360 degree and convert to percentage. So answer will be 34% approximately. Let's come to part B of the spinor problem. So use the spinor to find the probability that the pointer lands on section 1. So now we are concerned for section 1. So let's go to section 1. The angle is 26 degrees. So this is what we are going to be using. This is our favorable outcome. And we divide it with the total angle. So total angle, complete angle is 360 degree. So 26 divided by 360 degree. And because you're giving your answer in percentage, you will multiply with 100. So the probability of landing on section 1 is going to be coming out as 7%. Okay, so now let's check your progress with this multiple choice question ABCD. There are 4 options. I want you to try. The pointer should land on section C. We go to section C. This is 62%. Heat angle is 360 degrees. So easily you can find the percentage. Tell me the correct answer, and then you may check your answer. So probability that the pointer lands on section C. So for section C, the angle is 62%. You are going to 62 degrees, and you're going to divide with 360 degree because that's the complete angle. And once you get a fraction, you can multiply it with 100 to get your percentage. So I'm sure you have done that in your calculator and you've got the correct answer as A, 17%. Okay, I want you to try one more problem here. Again, it's a spinner problem. The pointer should now land on section. So just the number is going to change, 96 degrees. This is going to be the angle which is going to be favorable. So your answer would come out to be 96 degrees divided by the complete angle 360 degrees, and you can multiply with 100 to get your answer in percentage. Simplify on your calculator and I'm sure you will get your answer as about 27%. That's the correct answer, C. So let us now summarize our lesson for geometric probability. In the first part of geometric probability video 1, you have seen how do you calculate the length probability ratio. So you select the smaller length which is contained in the bigger one and divide the smaller length with the capital one. So this was your length probability ratio. Today's session you learned about spinner related problems where you have found the angle probability or the angle measure. So you took the chosen angle divided by the complete 360 degree angle. That was angle probability. In today's session you also found in the beginning the area probability. So you took the area, the smaller area, like in this figure it is the triangle, and you divided with the bigger one which is the rectangle. So this was about your area probability. So all these three are the important points, number 1, 2 and 3 for geometric probability. So please remember, this is pretty important and will help you to solve so many problems correctly. That's all for the session today, students. See you in my next video. Until then, this is Ms. Ruchika signing off from today's session. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. That's all from my side. Bye, students.